Students and traders, my name is Tad Devan, and I will be your host during today's live edition of the Ignite Trading Room. During our Wednesday session, we will be talking about the Expert Advisor best practices. And what that means is we're going to talk about how to set up an Expert Advisor on MetaTrader 4 and get it running on auto trading successfully. Now, if you've never used an expert advisor before, we refer to them as EAs for short. And what it is essentially it's a robot or an automated trading system that is able to trade the market. It can buy, it can sell, it can buy only, it can sell only. And it bases the trades off of a preset settings that each individual expert advisor will have. So when those parameters are met, the expert advisor will trade the market. And that's what you're looking at right here. This is an expert advisor that I have on my chart is the Power Candlestick Auto Tool. I actually just came from that course a few minutes ago, so I apologize about the delay to start this class. So what that is essentially doing is it automatically trades the market when we deploy it on a currency pair based upon the settings that we have. So what you're looking at right here would be an example of the Power Candlestick Auto EA. So when a trade is placed, and when a strategy is present, it'll take the trade, and this is what you're seeing there. So what that is representing a sell and an exit. And all of this right here is representing additional sell positions based upon candlestick formations while this is trading. So this is what an expert advisor does, and this is what it would be doing if you're running it in real time as the market progresses. So today we're going to be talking about how to use an expert advisor to download it and get it running on your MetaTrader account. At the top of my screen, you may be noticing I have this blue bar right there. What this is a VPS. I'm using a VPS in order to auto trade my expert advisor. And I also, on my VPS, have Smart Trader going, which is also set up to auto trade. If you plan on auto trading, whether Smart Trader or on MetaTrader, you might want to look in, and I would recommend that you look into a VPS. That way, all of your expert advisors are running on a remote computer. A VPS stands for Virtual Private Server. It's essentially a computer that's in the cloud that doesn't exist where your computer is. You can log into that remote computer and you can access it from anywhere that has an internet connection. That remote computer is always on 24/7, 365. So if you lose internet at your house or your office, if your power goes out, if your internet is being stubborn or varying in voltage or whatever it might be. My internet was spiking about 2 months ago, up and down. They actually had to come out and fix it. Things like that can happen. If you have a VPS where your expert advisors are running on, you don't have to worry about anything happening on your regular computer, which would impact an expert advisor from functioning properly. So today I'm going to show you how to set up an expert advisor on MetaTrader 4 on a VPS. Everything I'm going through today can be done on your regular computer as well. So you don't have to have a VPS in order to do what we're doing, in order to use an expert advisor. But if you plan on using expert advisors on a regular basis, it's definitely something that you should look into. We do have our own VPS service now available. We started that earlier this year. Feel free to take a look in the chat box here while I go through this. If you want to look at the different plans that we have available. One of the great things, and there's a lot of them, that are having a VPS with us will do is our team members are going to help you set everything up. So they're going to help you configure everything. They're going to take care of the download and the installation process. Your VPS is going to come with the correct firewall settings, with an antivirus program on there. Not all VPS have all this, by the way. There's a lot of third-party programs out there. There's even free ones out there, but you get what you pay for. And if you're getting a free service, it's not going to have a lot of functionality there, just depending on what service you go with. So feel free to take a look at the link while we go through today's session. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I want to do first off is I do have a VPS on my computer. If you already have a VPS on yours as well, to access the VPS, you're going to click your Start menu. And when you click on the Start menu, you're going to search for the word Remote Desktop Connection. Start, then Remote Desktop Connection here. Once you do that, this little window is going to appear, which is here. Now, in this window, you're going to enter your VPS number, which is a unique IP address, which allows you to connect into your remote computer. If you are using a Mac and you plan on using Expert Advisors, consider a VPS. Instead of having to install Windows, Parallel, and Boot Camp, or whatever it is these days, on your Mac to run a PC inside of it, a VPS is going to save you from having to have all that extra space taken up by having a completely separate operating system on your Mac. So consider that, because you can download this from the Mac App Store to log into your Windows VPS computer. So once you go ahead and enter your IP address and you connect, the next thing that's going to happen is it's going to bring you into your remote computer. And that's what we're looking at right here. So this is my remote computer. Now, the first thing we want to do, if we've never set up our remote computer or your regular computer for MetaTrader, is we want to download the MetaTrader 4 platform. In order to use an Expert Advisor, you need to have it on MetaTrader 4. There is a MetaTrader 5, but it won't work on that. So in order to download it, we're going to go into our browser, and I'm going to search for the words download MetaTrader 4 for my broker. And not for my broker, but for Oanda or Forex.com or FXCM or AvaTrade or whatever your broker might be. So you want to search Google for your broker's MetaTrader 4 download. You can also go to the email that you received from your broker when you set your account up, and you should have a MetaTrader 4 download link in there. Or just go to Google and search for MetaTrader 4. What you're going to do is download and install MetaTrader 4 on your computer. You can do this on your regular computer. You can do this on your VPS. You can have it on both. If you do plan on running an Expert Advisor to automatically trade, definitely look into a VPS. It's going to be worthwhile for you. Once you've installed the MetaTrader account, so you've downloaded it, you've installed it, it's going to load up and open up and ask you to log in. So it'll bring you to this window right here, which is going to make you or have you create or select a server. And then you're going to create your account. You can do a new account that way, or you can log into your existing account from there. And again, you can do this on your regular computer as well if you want to have your EA on there. So once you have the MetaTrader 4 account downloaded, it's installed, and it's running, there's a few things we need to do to get the platform ready to auto trade. First thing we want to do is make sure that we have auto trading turned on. At the top here on my toolbar, you'll see it says auto trading, and it's currently pressed in, which means this is ready to auto trade, at least as far as we know. There are two other settings that we need to modify in order for auto trading to actually work. So what we need to do is click on Tools and then click on Options. Tools and then Options. You only need to do this one time, what I'm about to show you. Once you go into options, locate the expert advisors tab from the options list. Then select allow automated trading. Uncheck the two boxes below it. So make sure those are unchecked. They will be checked by default. And make sure you select the fifth box down, allow DLL imports. The first and the fifth boxes are what you want to have selected. Once you have those two boxes selected, you're going to press OK. Now, when you have auto trading enabled, it will actually auto trade based upon our settings. Once we have auto trading turned on, now we want to get the expert advisor imported, downloaded, and added to our MetaTrader 4 account. So here's how you're going to do that. You want to go to the online university that has the expert advisor from the course you want to add. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add the Power Candlestick EA today. Just got out of the Power Candlestick class. If you join me from there, I'm going to show you all the details here now. So what we're going to do is go to the resources section. Under resources, you'll have a files button. And this is the same for every class. So it doesn't matter what course you have, all your EAs are going to be found under the file section below resources. After selecting files, then you're going to locate the expert advisor and you're going to select view download here. So view download right there. And then that's going to go ahead and download it down below as a zip folder. So now that I have the file downloaded or the folder downloaded, the next thing I'm going to do on this is I want to authenticate this. And you're going to need to do this for every expert advisor that you use one time. So under the getting started section, you're going to have a MetaTrader 4 resources option. Below the MetaTrader 4 resources, once you click on it, there will be a section that says expert advisor activation. It'll say EA activation. Let me see if I still have that window up. No, doesn't show up on there anymore. But yours will have it, EA activation. And what that's going to do when you do that is it's going to bring you to this section here. This page right here is where you're going to link your account number to the expert advisor. This is basically authorizing your account to trade the expert advisor. It says that you have the proper credentials to trade the EA. So what I'm going to do here is locate my account number. And your account number is going to be found in the top left-hand corner of your browser or of MetaTrader. So that number right at the very top left, that's the number that we want to, not that number specifically, but your number is what you want to put into the Power Candlestick Auto. So you're going to match your account number up with this section here. After you add your account number, click on Submit. And then once you click on Submit, the little window pops down from the top. It happens pretty quickly. There it is. And now your account has been updated. If you miss this step, you will get a authentication failed or false message when you go to add the expert advisor to your chart. So if you do get that false message, all you have to do is go back in and add your account number. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. So if you do not authenticate it or it's on the wrong account, it'll say authentication result false. If it is matched up correctly and you add it, you'll get a little pop-up that'll say authentication result true. All right. So now that I have my expert advisor authenticated, we're now ready to import the zip folder and add it to MetaTrader. So here's what you want to do with that. You want to take the zip folder that you got from downloading the expert advisor from here. Left click on the zip folder. You may need to double click. And when you open it up, these are all in a zip format. So what we need to do is unzip these. So we're going to select extract all, followed by extract here. So extract all, then extract. And that's going to take those out of that zip folder. And then we want to take these files, which are now unzipped, select all at the top here, and then we want to copy. Select all, and then copy over here. You can also do Control-C on your keyboard as a shortcut. Once you click on copy, now we have these copied to our clipboard. Then we're going to take that and go to our broker. And now we want to add these to MetaTrader. To add these to MetaTrader, what you're going to do is click File and then Open Data Folder. And once we go into this window here, we're going to select Paste. Excuse me. So File, Open Data Folder, and then select Paste. One moment. All right. So now I've added that to my chart. The last thing we need to do with this section is locate the only file that's called Windows batch file as the type. Once you locate that, double click on Windows batch file and only that one. Double left click and then select run. After you do that, you'll notice that all those files disappear and they go away. So then what you're going to do is close that window out. The last thing you need to do to actually see the expert advisor on your navigator list, this is my navigator list here. The last thing you want to do is right click on expert advisors and select refresh. So right click, refresh. And now it says the EA login successful. My authentication result is true. And now I'm ready to use the EA. So let's talk about how we add the expert advisor here to the charts. To add the expert advisor to your charts, what you're going to do is locate it from your navigator window on the left. And you can either double click to add it to the chart, or you can click and drag it onto the chart. Either way will work. So drag and drop or double click to add it. When you add the expert advisor, make sure you go through the inputs and have the proper settings that you want to use to auto trade. Every expert advisor is different. So make sure you use the settings that you like to trade it. And then once you're ready to trade the EA, once you press OK, it will then be auto trading. If you look at the top right-hand corner of my screen here, you'll notice there is a smiley face. That means auto trading is on, it's active, and this is currently auto trading here in the market. So right now, this is ready to go. If a candlestick formation occurs on the Aussie US dollar, this will take the trade. Any questions on that? On downloading MetaTrader 4, turning on auto trading, downloading the expert advisor, and adding that over to the chart. That's what we've done so far. It is a lot. There's a lot of steps I covered here. We do have our team members that support our VPS that are able to assist you with doing all of these steps and much more. If you have a VPS through Market Traders, we can get all that set up for you. Make sure you're squared away and ready to go. So all you have to do is just deploy the EA and auto trade. I have a question that says, when I added the Trend Seeker Pro to my data folder, not all of them disappeared from the data folder, and some components went to the meta editor. Why is that? I'm not sure, Susan. Let's try that. Let me try. I'm going to duplicate what you did, and we'll see what happened here. So let's go into this. I'm going to go into Trend Seeker. And I'm going to go into my resources and files. I'm going to view and download. And then I'm going to take the zip folder here, open it up. And we want to extract all. Extract. And then we want to copy everything. So select all, copy. And then after you copy that, we're going to go to File, Open Data Folder, and then paste. And then we're only looking for the Windows batch file. Double click, run. And they should go away. Did that happen for you? I know you said it didn't. Were those the steps that you followed, Susan? If they were and it's just not working right, you can duplicate what I just did. Try to recreate that process. Take that zip folder, unzip it, and then copy those files and paste all, and only double click on the Windows batch file. If that is what you did, and that happened, contact product support, markettraders.com/support. I recommend doing a live chat. It's a lot quicker to get assistance that way than calling, or at least usually, at least in my experience, and let them know. You're saying, should I remove it and restart? Yeah, give that a try. To remove the EA, if you see it on there, right click on it, go to delete, and then take that zip folder, extract them all, and then copy them all. Select all, and then make sure you copy everything. Because if you click on one of these over here, I think it's going to open up Meta Editor. Maybe it's not. I know inside of here it can, which I believe it thinks you want to edit the code. So yeah, give that a try. Try do a restart on there, delete it, go back and add it. But just make sure you're copying everything over. That's probably the main issue. What could have happened, I'm not positive, but copy it over, then only run this one once you have them inside the file or the folder. So once they're in the folder, then only run the Windows batch file. See if that works. Hey, good morning, Susan. You're welcome, John. Juan, your question was, I thought they said there was a VPS that SmartTrader would have internally that would stay on even if we powered down our computer via the SmartTrader chart. Yes, that is cloud-based SmartTrader charts. We are still in the process of that. So that is going to be a big update once that does happen. We've been working on it all year. I don't know where we stand with that, but it is something that we're definitely going to have in the future, which will allow you to have top smart scripts just running automatically based in the cloud without having to have it running on a VPS. Just don't know when that's coming, but I know we've been working on it for a while, but we want to make sure it does exactly what it's supposed to do. You're welcome, Susan. All right, so what I did today is we talked about downloading and installing MetaTrader 4 with an expert advisor on a VPS. You don't need to have a VPS to auto trade, but if you are going to auto trade, you should consider a VPS because it's always on and it's always running. Another reason you might want to consider having a VPS is if you have a VPS and you're only using that for trading, it's not going to be bogged down by other programs that you're running on your regular computer. My VPS right here is currently running at 10%. It jumped up when I said that. So 10%, I think when I did that, hovered over it, it jumped up. My current regular computer that I'm using right now is running at, look at this. Gosh, it was at 90% a second ago. At about 30 to 40%, 61% right there. So the VPS is going to run nice and smooth. I don't need to worry about my computer freezing or turning off or shutting down while my VPS is running because this is always going to be on running here in the cloud. And you know, another nice thing about a VPS that we have is it does not restart. If you run your MetaTrader account on your regular computer and you're running an EA, one of the things that I recommend you do if you only do one thing is you turn off Windows Update. Turn off Windows Update and don't have it update. You can just search Windows Update. Because Windows Update restarts the computer. And when it restarts, any expert advisors that you had running are no longer running. And if you're using an EA that has a hidden stop or a hidden limit or a trailing stop or an early exit when conditions change, like an indicator changes direction, it's not going to get those positions. It's not going to get those updates because it's not active. And things do happen. You know, sometimes we do have power surge. We do lose Wi-Fi. I lost power on a Friday at 11 a.m. about 2 months ago now for 2 hours at my house. And it wasn't good, but I had my EAs running on a VPS, so that was fine. So keep that in mind. Having a VPS is great if you're planning on running automated trading systems because they're always running. I have an old third-party VPS that I keep running on old systems just for continuance of the strategy. And it has been, I didn't log into it for like 8 months until I think about a month ago, and it was still going. That just shows you how good it is to have a VPS. It just is always running. You don't have to worry about it. Brenda, your question was, what happens if you auto trade and your computer goes off and you are not connected to a VPS? If you auto trade and you're on your regular computer and it turns off, if there's any modifications that happen during that time, it will not get them. But as long as you turn your computer on and you open MetaTrader back up, MetaTrader will resume with everything as it was. You're in. What you have on here is every expert advisor has a magic number, and that magic number actually links the EA to the trade itself. So as long as the magic number is there, it will continue the trade. It'll continue where it left off. So just make sure if it does shut off, turn it back on. If you want to do an update on your regular computer, do it on the weekend when the market's closed. You can close your computer, you can turn it off and open it back up Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern time, PM, and the expert advisor won't even know that the computer was turned off. Any other questions on what we talked about here today? Today's class is to go over how to use or how to add an expert advisor to MetaTrader on a VPS. What I'll be covering tomorrow right here in the Ignite Trading Room is Smart Trader. Tomorrow is Smart Trader Best Practices Week 3. And because there will not be a Week 4 next week because it is Thanksgiving here in the US, we're going to be talking about how to use trailing stops. So you ever wanted to know about what that does? Trailing stops, dynamic and fixed. Make sure you join me live here tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time. We're also going to be talking about different indicators, how to use certain indicators on the chart, stochastic RSI, moving average. We're going to talk about how to put alerts on our chart to notify us when the market breaks through a counter trend line or a downtrend line, and how to actually trade when the market breaks. So that's going to be going on tomorrow in the same room right here in Ignite at 1 o'clock Eastern time. I hope to see you here for that session. Arthur, your question was, is this recorded? Absolutely. We record all of these classes, and if you'd like to watch the class afterwards, once I close this window out, you're going to see the little video right in the middle of the screen, and you can actually go into the Ignite room. And this is going to appear right when I close the class. And all of the Ignite classes can be found in here. We do have 2 classes that take place in this trading room. So you would want to watch the Expert Advisor Best Practices. If you want to watch the Smart Trader Best Practices, check them out right there. But this is where the recordings will be. And we usually archive them within about an hour or so after the class ends. Question was, if an EA is running under 15-minute chart. So if an EA is running on a 15-minute chart, do we have to keep the chart on 15 minutes all the time? Or do we have to, let me see it. If we change it to look at the other time frame and coming back and staying on the 15-minute chart, would that interrupt the EA? It's not going to interrupt the EA. It will, however, start looking for the settings that you have on that based on the time frame that you're on. But it will not disrupt the active positions that you have. You're welcome. Any other questions? If there are no other questions, I want to thank everyone for joining us here in our EA Best Practices. If you're not ready to set up an expert advisor yet, come back and join me whenever you are. We have this class every Wednesday. I won't be live next Wednesday. I'll be out on Thanksgiving holiday, but we will have a recording going. But you can catch me back here live the following Wednesday, which is December 2nd, if you need assistance and have questions about the EA or the VPS. If you'd like to take a look at our VPS options, I encourage you to click on the link in the chat box. I will repost that there. You can take a look at the different levels and different features, as well as the price for the different VPS tiers that we have. All right, we'll see you back next time. Have a great weekend coming up and a good holiday. If I don't see you between now and next week, or I'll actually be in here tomorrow. But most of all, please stay safe out there and come back and see us soon. Until then, I want to wish you all the best of success. My name is Tad Devan. Enjoy the rest of your day and happy trading.